welcome to the show. My name is Clau and my guest today is Michael Carrington. Hi Michael, how are you?
Hello, I'm very well, thanks Claudia.
Good to hear. Michael is the Director for Entertainment Specialist Content at ABC and a member of ABC's Executive Leadership Team. Michael's responsible for driving ABC's E&S multi-genre content next to business management and production. And the cross-platform content curation and distribution that Michael oversees includes television, national radio, broadcast video on demand, and social media. And Michael started his career as a radio presenter for Radio 2PK, after which he joined the Royal Australian Navy as a communications sailor. Since then, he has built an impressive career of 30 years in the entertainment industry with CN Studios in Abu Dhabi, BBC in London, London Turner in EMEA, Hit Entertainment in London, New York and LA, and the Benjay Group in London and Paris, from which he also ventured out into a French B&B chateau before joining the ABC in 2016 as the head of Children's and Education. So you can imagine Michael is absolutely passionate about the industry and just led the launch of the ABC's Fresh Start Fund to ramp up the development of original and outstanding content to keep Australian creatives and the production sector afloat during the COVID-19 restrictions. I've been fortunate enough to have been working with Michael's team and the broader ABC organization for a number of years now, and I'm thrilled to learn more, Michael, about your views on shifting leadership. So welcome again.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll start directly with asking you about your challenges, and I assume there are a lot, but what were the main challenges that you faced and the opportunities that you see?
Well, I guess if I look at my career, it's been a diverse career. But one of the challenges that I've always had is that I'm a bit of a perfectionist. And so I'm frightened of making mistakes. You know, that leads me to be a bit reluctant to rely on other people. So I guess I was a terrible delegator, I realized, when I was a kind of first leader. And it tended to slow my decision making, made me a bit cautious. You know, sometimes it would take me a long time to make a decision, and really hard to accept criticism. But I've come to realize over the years that, you know, people are the same as me. Everybody wants to do a great job, and it's okay to rely on people. It's okay to make mistakes myself, but also accept mistakes from other people. As long as you learn from them, I think that's the opportunity. You know, you've got to try this. We're all in it together. We're all trying to do the best we can for our individual corporations and for ourselves. So I guess that's the opportunity for me, is to continue to work with people, continue to communicate with people, and continue to allow them into my life.
Yeah. Well, great insights, and you know, you turned it around really well, because those are great opportunities that you see, and I'm sure you seize them as well. And I'm curious to hear when you say, you know, coming from a perfectionist tendency and now wanted to communicate more with others, how do you prepare those conversations in the terms of increasing your thinking power and focus to be able to have those conversations?
Well, again, I learned early on that eating and sleeping well is a good start for these things. Yeah. But I guess, you know, in a practical sense, organizing my diary into, you know, some specific time zones. So, you know, setting aside some collaboration time, setting aside some focus time, and setting aside some thinking time. That really helps. I try to start my meetings at 1/4 the hour. So, you know, people tend to talk and want to see you for a long time. So, and psychologically, they stop on the hour. So it's good to get at least 15 minutes between each meeting. I'm trying, you know, to not make a judgment as I go into a situation or deal with an issue. Think objectively about stuff. And it comes back to listening, you know, seeing problems and ideas through other people's perspectives.
Yes, absolutely. Listening is such a great tool for that. And when you listen to yourself, how have you been reinventing yourself to these circumstances in the last couple of months?
That's another skill that I had to learn. But I realized also that, reinvention is constant. Change is reinvention. Every time you shift from, for example, a promotion or leaving a job and starting a new job,
Yeah.
that you have to reinvent yourself. And I think I've tried to embrace that really. And
you've done it a lot of times.
Yes, that's right. Yes, no, I have reinvented myself many times. But I guess what I try to do is, take the learnings from the previous job or previous situation and use that as a foundation to think about things in a different way and then present slightly in a different way. Each change in job I've had has been a promotion, and it's meant that I've had to lead, bigger and bigger teams. Yeah. And so I guess I've tried to approach that in a humble way, not assuming that I know everything. Again, it comes back to listening. So trying to create a network early on, understand the environment that I've been in, and not rushing things, And I realized that, reinvention can be fun. It's the spice of life.
Yes, I agree. And when you change not only jobs, but also countries and dealing with different cultures, I can imagine that is reinvention and change. And there might also be a number of risks that you need to evaluate. So what risks are you willing to take?
This is a problem for me because I love taking risks. I love coming up with ideas, and I'm really not afraid of failure. And so, I have to be really careful that I remind myself that not everybody around me has the same tolerance for risk. Yeah. So I have to check myself. I've got to be really careful that I don't overlook the detail. I have to prepare. I have to read a lot. I have to absorb a lot of information. And I realized that, it's important to consult with other people. Yeah. So within those parameters, I'm happy to take risk, and hopefully that others will come along with me.
Yes, yes. And when you think about everything that you've experienced so far and the different organizations and the risks you have been taking, what will you take forward in the new normal, or what will you be doing more of in the future?
Something I've tried to do is to involve colleagues and to give them clear goals and clear expectations, so that they're on board with my thinking. I mean, I don't mean that they have to agree with me, but it's great just to check in with people. Making sure that I've presented them with the relevant facts, so that it can help that we're making decisions together essentially. Yeah. I'm thinking about the long term, so I'm not here for quick wins. So I'm very happy to involve people, and I guess that's something that I want to do differently is ask for feedback more regularly, get out and about, meet people face to face. Although we can't do that so much at the moment because we're in the COVID-19 restrictions era, but when we can see each other, spend more time with people, getting out and about, because I think that helps with rapport. It builds a relationship, and it makes problem solving slightly easier, I guess.
Yes, that and we keep evolving, and that is so much fun as well, right? So
yes, and I love people, which is, I guess, why I'm in this industry. And so the more people in my life, the better for me.
Well, good to hear. I think you have a lot of great people around you, and I'm glad that you've shared your insights. Thanks so much for joining us. And thanks everyone for joining the show again. I hope to see you soon. Keep shifting and see you next time.